It does seem like it's been a very long time, but it's actually been only 3 days. I've had to disappear for a little bit because I had to take care of a couple of family things, and family does come first. So anywho, I'm here right now. Before I get into it, I do want to say thank you to Inna Barak for making this possible. I am here. All right, so let's jump into it. Today I want to talk about those experts that sit there and analyze everything and come up with all these crazy predictions or theories and all that. They already have it. They've sat down and did whatever they had to do, crunched down numbers and just look at everything, and they came out with the favorites to win it all next year. All right, you might have guessed it. The favorite, the LA Lakers. They're looking at it like it's going to be a repeat. That's the way they're looking at it. What do I think about that? I think not. I think things really worked in favor of the Lakers this season. I mean, the Mickey Mouse Championship was great for the Lakers. Things just aligned with the way, unfortunately, the pandemic and everything, the stoppage, that gave them time because they had a lot of vets, so that gave them time to rest, even though everybody, I mean, it happened for everybody, but I think it did work for the Lakers best, even though a lot of veteran teams fell off. The only veteran team that made it all the way to the very end, the Lakers. Everybody else, everybody expected, fell off. It was just the young teams, or then not likely to make it all the way to the end type of team. I mean, I guess you understand what I'm trying to say by that. So, but still, even with that, I still do feel like Lakers just, with the way everything went down, just everything aligned for them. It just made it possible for them to win. With management, with the players and all that, just everything. It takes so much for things to go right for you to win a championship. It's not just playing. It's not just, it takes a whole lot. I'm sure you guys understand. We don't need to get into that. I feel like they will not be able to replicate that next year. That's just the way I see it. I don't think they have it. I don't think they have the capacity, and I'm sure a lot of you will say, yo, you were wrong this year. Of course. I'm not saying I'm going to be right. I'm going to be right all the time. I'm going to be wrong all the time also. It's just the way I see it. It's LOA, the law of averages. If I was wrong last year, I'm going to be right next year. Aha! You get that, right? But anywho, keep it moving. So the second team they're looking at are the Clippers. They think the Clippers have the second best chance of winning it all next year. If you ask me, I would say, I don't know, maybe. There's a possibility, Do I believe that? I actually do believe it. I think they have a really good team. But just like so many other teams out there that are really good, I feel like the Clippers, they've still not addressed, or maybe eventually they will, but we are looking at everything right now, the way things are. They still don't have a leader, and I think that problem is still going to be there next year. Congratulations to Lou for being the new head coach, but you still haven't solved who will be the leader of that team. Which player will be the leader? I don't think Kawhi Leonard can actually hack it. He's not that kind of leader. I just don't know. I mean, he can play, yes, but he's just not the leader. I've talked about this. I know last year they were favored to win over LA, and this year it's changed because LA did win and they were exposed. They blew a 3-1 lead, which I don't believe is not the worst case scenario out there. But anywho, they blew a 3-1 lead, and now they are the laughing stock of the NBA. But I believe they still have a very good team, and probably, the likelihood that they will address that issue and fix that issue, I feel the likelihood is really high. So yes, they do have a pretty good chance. Number 3, we have the Bucks. If you ask me, I would say the Bucks, a little iffy. Yes, again, I was wrong. I did predict the Bucks going all the way to the finals, and they did not make it all the way to the finals. I felt like Giannis was playing really well. I felt like he knew what happened the previous year, so he was going to be different this past playoff season. I felt like he was going to be different. I felt like he learned his mistake, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. Again, he got exposed. The team got exposed. A couple of mistakes here and there. We could try to jump into it, but I really don't want to get into it right now. So I don't believe they have a chance with the roster that they have right now. I really don't. If you ask me, I don't buy it. Nope, I don't buy that. All right, so we have a number for the Warriors. I do buy that. Yes, bigly. I buy it bigly. Anytime you have Stephen Curry and Clay, you're in trouble. I mean, I spoke about the Clippers not having a leader. A leader, it's really important. Somebody that can actually lead you to the promised land. And I'm looking at anytime you have Stephen Curry, anytime you have LeBron James, you do stand a chance. Worst case scenario, you're making it to the Western Conference Finals. There's so many reasons why, and I'm not going to dive into them. Maybe I will make a video about that and I will explain that a little more, why I'm saying those two players. But if you do look at the past 6 years, those two guys have managed to lead their teams to the finals. I mean, last year, yes, LeBron did make it into the playoffs, and this year Stephen Curry did make it into the playoffs. So, and you know what happened? LeBron missed the playoffs last year. This year came, he won the Mickey Mouse Championship. So Stephen Curry missed the playoff this year, 2021, you know it's a championship. That's the way I see it. I feel with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, the best shooting backcourt ever in the history, you stand a very good chance of going all the way to the very end and winning it all. So I give props to these strategists or experts. They know what they're talking about. All right, so the next team up are the Nets. Well, do I believe it? Yes, I do believe it. Anytime you have KD and Kyrie, you do have a really good chance. And with that team, the Nets are incredibly talented. We saw how they played this year. But the only issue that I'm looking at is the chemistry issue. That's the only issue. If they can gel, if they can have some kind of chemistry, it would be a really good team. The Nets would be incredible. The only issue, just kind of like the Clippers, I don't know who's going to be a leader. I really don't know who's going to be a leader, because I know that organization took Kyrie not because he is great at leading a team. I know he was a package deal with KD, and I know KD hasn't shown anybody that he is a leader. So I don't know who's going to step up and lead that team. So that's also another issue. I'm looking at chemistry and leadership issue. Those are the two things that I'm going to be looking at. And of course, people will be like, maybe KD might not be the same. Well, I would say this. The way he plays, he doesn't really need to be very athletic. I think he can shoot, and I think he will be able to shoot. And I think even at 80%, he will be better than 80% of all players out there in the league. All players in the league. Let's put it that way. So I do expect that team to go pretty far, but they do need some leadership, and I don't know how they're going to deal with the chemistry issues that I see those. All right, so the next team up, guess who? It's the Sixers. They got the Sixers. Maybe with, we can't call him Doc Rivers now, right? Because of Dr. J, so now we got to call him Glenn Rivers. Maybe because of the addition of Rivers, coach. Maybe that's why they're sitting over there, because until now, the disrespect. The two finalists, right? We talking about the Heat, this year's finalists, and then the previous finalists, the Raptors. They're not in there. Those experts are like, no. I mean, the disrespect. That's the way I'm looking at it, the disrespect. And we got the Sixers in there. So I don't know what they're really looking at. I love the Sixers. That's my team. I love the Sixers. But they seem to disappoint me year in, year out. So I don't know about that. I really don't buy it. But maybe they're seeing something I'm not seeing. All right, so let's keep it moving. The team after that, Boston Celtics and the Heat, they're tied. I just had to laugh. I mean that's it. I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna laugh. The disrespect and the Heat, the disrespect. Finalists, they still don't believe him. They're picking the Sixers over the Heat. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't know what you think, but I think the only teams that I do buy, the Lakers, they stand a good chance. Anytime you have a LeBron James in your team, you do stand a chance. The Clippers are a really good team. They have no leadership, but I believe they're a really good team. You look at the players, they just have a stacked team. So I do buy it. They will need to address a couple of things, but I do give them a chance. There will be contenders. they will be contenders. Winning it all, I don't see it, but maybe they'll probably address the issues they need to address. Like I said earlier, the Bucks, I'm not buying it. They need to do something drastic, and I don't know if they're going to do it. They need to do something drastic. The Warriors, definitely I buy it. The Nets, iffy. I don't buy it, but I feel like there will be a force, but I don't buy it, not just yet. The Sixers, I don't buy it. Boston Celtics and the Heat, yeah. I think they're going to be a force, but I don't buy it, unfortunately. What do you think? Hey, make sure you hit the like button right there, right? It kind of helps me out a little bit. So I know it's not a lot of people watching my videos, but I would like for more people to watch my videos. So help me out a little bit. Hit that like button so the YouTube algorithm and all that blah, 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 blah gets to work a little bit so my video goes around and people get to check it. And do subscribe, please. And tell a friend. Share it. All right. Thanks for watching my video. Appreciate it.